Ooh, and then this. Andy Miller said the org will return to Counter-Strike NA players at the forefront. Confirmation came during a League of Legends podcast. Oh, that's cool. That's okay. Well, I'm just being honest. If you're going NA, you might have to temper expectations a bit, but it depends because EG is dissolving. The chances that you're gonna just be, dude, actually, what a sick move for NRG. They sell the roster, then they're gonna be able to get like automatic without a buyout, right? OC is gonna probably be available from Liquid. He might be at the end of his contract, I'm not sure, but OC and automatic will probably be available. That's already an incredible spot. I know some people are going to mention it. Stu's grinding a lot. Obviously has a good history with Tim. I still swear by this. I think Stu's phenomenal and has great game sense. But man, please get an IGL in there and let Stu contribute what he wants to contribute and let him be free in that role. And don't make him IGL, for the love of God. Like, get an IGL in there with Stu that Stu can trust. And then you're what do you got? What's some riflers that are good right now that are like available? Maybe, dude, honestly, get JKS and get an IGL. Oh, Breeze is available. That's right. Oh, bro, but we're just making that EG roster again. But the thing is like, if you remake that EG roster pretty much, well, OC's a very strong op, though. That's a very big difference. They need an IGL, though. But JKS being up for grabs is also really interesting. Whoever they bring in, the relationship between Stu and the IGL is going to have to be really good. That'd be interesting. I don't know who they get for IGL. I'm not sure, but I feel like if you get an IGL in there that works. Tim, I think, liked Nealon, and Nealon is a free agent right now. There's just a lot of like possibilities in North America right now because EG is dissolving. So like, you're gonna have the EG players, because it's not just the starting five. Breeze was under contract with them. I think Rush that technically was still under contract with them or just was released. So like, there's a lot of interesting things there. There's moving parts with Liquid. So Liquid is probably dumping OC. So arguably one of the strongest North American, I think the strongest actual North American operators right there. So chat, actual NA news. Actual NA news. Hold on. NRG targeting OC is key piece of NA roster, boys. I mean, this made the most sense, but it's cool to see that, like, let's be honest, when things make sense in the esports world, they somehow never end up actually happening, right? You can't even say I'm wrong. I feel like every time you're like, wow, this makes sense, they should do it like this, they never do. For NRG, that's good. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say OC is in the category of simple or Zywu. That would just be like stupid, but OC is undoubtedly the best North American opper. He can compete with tier 1, and I really think he was actually I feel like he was starting to find his rhythm a little bit here. See, let's just go last 12 months and we'll just go players. So OC's 1.04, not as good. Let's go last 6 months. Try to make it look better. Let's try to make it look better to prove a point. Ah, there it is. Since the roster change, there it is. Let's manipulate the stats here really quick. Hold on. I mean, NAF is still NAF, don't get me wrong, but yeah. I mean, he's been considering this roster like one, maybe two best of threes. This is good. I'm not gonna sit here pretend like he's top 5 opera in the world or some shit, but he started becoming extremely competitive in tier 1 and he was looking good. I wonder what else is there. I mean, like I said, Tim is gonna be a free agent when EG just drops their roster. I think George honestly is incredibly gifted. He just stays out of his own way a little bit, could be really fucking strong. Also, you have the Stanislaw project with Wildcard that looks pretty interesting, where maybe you take like a JBA, young blood, get him mixed in there with the veterans. So it could be interesting. JBA won't be good in tier 1. Nobody is when they first rip. I mean, the only person that was fucking Zywu. Anybody that pretends otherwise is stupid as fuck. You don't just like wake up one day and be like, I'm ready. Rops would maybe be another good example, but Monacy wouldn't. Even Monacy was... The thing is like with European players is even if they're not competing professional matches all the time versus tier 1, they're practicing against them all the time. That's still what people do not understand about the difference, and the key difference between NA and EU is not only is the player population like 10 times larger in EU, but you have such a depth in players and teams. Basically, EU is insane. Short version, EU is so fucking robust that like when we're talking about JBA or something like that, NA, like JBA will never be able to get reps versus tier 1. And that's the difference. Even if you're not like playing pro matches on HLTV, all the European players that are in tier 2, tier 3 are playing against the tier 1 teams. It's what makes practice so great. You get different teams, styles, you get players that you're not going to have to play against in your own tournament, so they can't figure out what's going on. In NA, there's like 10 total teams, 15 if you're no, not even, like 10 at most, where like you're gonna get something beneficial out of it, but even then it's super fucking small. In EU, we're talking maybe, I mean, dude, Challenger League in North America compared to EU, every like Challenger League teams in EU have won the major. Challenger teams in North America have mythic and dead teams and unsalaried players that, like, it's not even close. Roundabout way to say, young players like not just JBA, but any young player in NA is gonna dramatically always have like really harsh growing pains, because you get almost 0 reps versus tier 1.